We return to Galley House, where things are getting more and more confusing to our characters. But we're gonna try and not get confused and untangle this mystery. So last time we watched the argument between Eddie and Helen, where they're talking about Eve, but because Eve has died, Eddie no longer remembers her. He doesn't remember who she is. He doesn't remember that they were engaged. He remembers that he knows Helen, and he remembers that like she told him to go find the ring, and all that remains intact, but he just doesn't have any context about why this is happening. But Helen remembers. Helen remembers that she has a daughter and who she is, because I think she was outside of the house when the death happened, because that's how it seems to work. The forgetting only occurs if the people were in the house while the death occurred. So obviously Helen's quite confused that Eddie's basically denying any knowledge, but he truly does not remember. As far as we are aware, this is how it works. So eventually she screams, he runs off, and we know that John, Victoria, and Damian have heard this from the living room, so they're gonna be coming over to see what's going on. Therefore, the next scene we should have is 12 in the billiards room. No Eddie, he's run off somewhere. Instead, we get Victoria, Damian, and John, assuming no one else run over as well. Okay, someone else may have heard the screaming and run over as well. So we're not quite getting this yet. Okay, well, the other thing we get to know from this conversation is that Eddie's seen a dead person in his room, right? Because when Helen mentions that the daughter went to his room, he goes, "Oh God, I'm so sorry, your daughter's dead, Mrs. Dower." Because then he realizes that at least that seems to match up, even if he doesn't recognize who that is anymore. So we know Tony is with Eve at timeline 08, and then Damian's there at timeline 10. So she must have died at 9, right? And therefore, Eddie is either with her while she dies, or he also stumbles upon her already being dead. So if we go Eddie's room at timeline 9, like we haven't seen her death, but for him to be aware of it, it feels like they both have to be there and then she dies. Maybe we will find out how, because all we know is she was in the bed sleeping and then she was dead.
Ah, I thought I might find you here.
Close the door behind you. I've heard there are bad people walking around.
I brought you some hot cocoa.
Thanks, Eddie.
Another
Do you
hot
mind if
cocoa.
I sit on the bed next to you?
We are engaged, aren't we?
Oh, good. Look, I'm terribly sorry about earlier.
Me too. Don't be too annoyed at yourself. It's not your fault.
Well, I'm sorry all the same. Anyway, aren't you going to drink some?
It tastes good, but I had some earlier. In fact, it tastes exactly how Thornton always makes it for me. Are you sure you didn't just take it from the pot on the stove that was already there?
Who's Thornton? Did you know the butler?
Of course I know him, Eddie. Stop fooling about.
It doesn't matter, I suppose. Do you know what I found earlier?
Oh, I heard about that.
No. That's not what I meant. I meant I found this ring. Don't you think it looks pretty?
Oh, I see. You're not going to ask me to marry you again, are you, Eddie? We've already got one wedding to get through.
Would you, darling?
Just give it back here. Stop fooling about so much. What's gotten into you?
I think I've fallen in love.
Well, whoever it is, she's a lucky girl, Eddie.
You know I love you more than anything else in the whole entire world, Eve.
That's very sweet of you, Eddie. You're not so bad yourself.
I'd climb the highest mountain if I knew that when I climbed that mountain, I'd find you.
Eddie?
Oh, dear God. What the hell? Oh, that's mine. Oh.
What just happened? I mean, I presume what happened is that she died and he immediately forgets her and just goes, that's my ring that this dead person's holding, right? It's interesting, the thunderclap, because it wouldn't be the first person that dies during a thunderclap. What is going on with that? But yeah, it's not like she has any sort of death, like she's not struggling, he's not doing anything to her. She's there, and then there's a thunder, and then suddenly she's dead and he's confused. So that's very weird. Because here I was thinking, like, did he poison the cocoa or something? I mean, that's still a possibility, but even poison that would have had some effect, like she would have maybe felt sick or in some other way be struggling, right? Not just immediately, like, click of a finger, she's dead. The same as Fortune. He was there doing, like, sending dinner out and whatever, and he just drops dead, right? So the way they're dying is very suspicious. Like, we know some of them will be, like, shot or stabbed or whatever, but I think that's just gonna come about as a result of the confusion they're experiencing, right? As more people die, as the more they forget, they think they're trapped in a house with a murderer, right? So they may start going, well, you did it and I'm scared of you, and they're thinking they're defending themselves. But no, some of them are just dying in extremely weird ways. So that's quite the thing. But another thing I picked up on here is that when he brings her the cocoa and she mentions Fortune, he's confused about Fortune because obviously he's already forgotten him, right? They saw the Fortune's body in the kitchen, him and John, and he was like, I don't know, some member of staff, but I don't know him, right? So he forgot him, but Evie has not. As far as I know, Evie has not left the house during Fortune's death. Because he dies at timeline 07, and we know that at the time Evie's already in Eddie's room and she doesn't go anywhere, but she does sleep, right? The only thing she says is after there is a knock on the door, but she's been asleep. So I think there is an extension to the whole, if they're outside the house, they don't forget. If they're not conscious in the house, they also don't forget. That is quite interesting. But that scene of her death quite surprised me then, like, that she just stopped living and he went from talking to her to completely confused. That brings back something I've been thinking about scene 25, is that before John dies, he talks about, I don't remember her, I don't remember any of them, I don't even remember pulling the trigger, right? There is an implication that he possibly has shot someone again in the confusion, right? In the fear that something's wrong is going on. He may have shot someone because he may think that because he had a gun, but the moment of death, they don't remember that either. It just kind of snaps for them, right? 1 minute they're in a room with someone they know and talking to them, and the second later they're in a room with a dead person that they don't recognize. Well. Every time I think I know at least a bit what's going on, something kind of twisted and I'm like, okay, there is more to it. So going back to the billiard room scene between Eddie and Helen. We know that those three from the living room do run over, but who we have left who could have also came over? Because it can't be Evie, can't be Harry, Fortin, they're dead. As far as we know, Annie, Oswald, Tony, and Martha, they are still alive. So all of them are a possibility. But would all of them have come over there? Could be another big scene. Because if we go, it's everyone but Eddie who run out of the room and not the dead people. This would be the set. Okay, so it is literally everyone in the house runs into the room.
What's wrong?
He's killed Eve!
Who's Eve? Are you hurt?
Oh my goodness.
Another thunder, another death?
What's going on?
I don't know. We've only just found her.
Oh dear. Another one.
We heard someone in here a moment ago. Did anyone see where he went?
What? I didn't pass anyone.
What's happening? Why is everyone in here?
Oh, Annie, I'm glad you're all right.
So it's true. They're coming back.
Get that man away from me.
I have done nothing. Whatever evil has come into your house,
I have no part in it.
Everyone, calm down. Can anyone tell me who she was?
Is she dead?
It's the same as all the others. Someone's trying to scare us. I'm sure they must have been dead for a while.
I don't think so. The body's still warm.
Surely someone would have noticed if 4 people were walking around the house. I don't understand where they came from.
This is the 4th.
It could be some sort of disease. Maybe they all escaped from some hospital nearby.
Tony, please take this seriously.
Isn't anyone going to point out that there are already 2 strangers in the room?
Yeah, thanks, Anne. At least John and I were invited.
Were you?
Oh, shut up,
Listen,
you 2.
we're all going to go to bed and lock our doors. Do all the doors have locks?
Yes, darling. They lock from the inside.
Then we'll all go to bed and we'll see where we're at in the morning.
You called the police, didn't you, Martha?
Yes. I called them earlier. They said they won't be able to get here until the morning.
Good. Until then, lock your doors and don't let any strangers in. Can we all agree on that?
I'm not agreeing to anything.
Fine. Everyone else go straight to your rooms. We'll talk again tomorrow morning.
I'm very sorry about this evening, everyone. I'm sure we'll have sorted everything out by tomorrow, so there's no need to worry. Good night, and sleep well.
Okay, well, definitely something's on with the whole Thunder they dropped dead, because she literally just dropped dead in front of them, and they immediately just had no idea, right? They don't remember that they came in, she said something, and then she died. No, they literally just wake up from some sort of trance and see a dead person in the room and are confused about it. Wow, this game is currently blowing my mind. So that's Helen dead as well, right? So I can put it on 12 that someone died. There is no way for me to like tick them off, because then as I go forward they still all appear as status unknown, even though they're quite clearly dead, and I can't just use them to tick off that they're in a room, because when they're dead they're not able to be detected by the machine anymore. Because in this case, in 12, the only person truly unaccounted for is Eddie. He runs off to somewhere, right? Because even Harry are showing up, but they're dead. So after this, Damian said, let's go to our rooms and lock the doors, so we can expect to find them in their respective bedrooms, so at least we know where we're gonna be going with that. But I'm just curious whether I can narrow anything down in the earlier timelines to like tick off where people may have been. We do have Martha saying that she's called the police, which means she must have been in the dining room at some point doing that, because that's the only phone. However, I do have her unaccounted for in quite a few timelines so far. John says you called the police, didn't you, Martha? It feels like there's a dialogue I'm missing, probably where he and Martha speak and they discuss the fact that she's going to call the police, because that would at least narrow the timeline, but I don't remember that being mentioned before, and I mean, you can use the search. Okay, yes, she did say that while they were in the study at 04. So she says that I'll go call the police there, so actually she might be doing it at 05, but she's not. She's not, because then she's talking to John, so she might be doing it at 06, after John has left, and she's in the dining room alone. Well, let's try it then. If we go back to 06, and we do Martha in the dining room, because that's where the phone is. Okay, it's not popping in because, again, someone could have came in the room, but then she's there at the next time slot when they're coming to dinner, and she specifically says, please come in and take a seat. Oh, but there are other people there maybe already, so that's how we can tell maybe who was in the room before. Let me just take a look at this scene. Like, who does it start with? Okay, so it's Martha, Eddie, and Victoria already there. So we can try 06, but add Eddie and Victoria to the room, because I assume they must have entered at some point. There we go.
Hello, Mum. Is everything all right?
Oh, yes, of course. You're just a little early for dinner, that's all.
Are you sure? You seem flustered.
Okay, so she just picked up the phone and started calling, but does that mean she never actually called the police? Because when she was saying that in the billiard room, it sounded a bit like she was hesitating. So maybe she's lying about it. Why would she not call the police? I'm not sure, because it sounds a bit weird, right? As far as we know, she owns this house and everyone else is people intruding.
Well, you know how it is. It's not easy organising dinner for a house full of people with only one member of staff.
Oh, I am sorry, Martha. It was my fault for...
I hope that you don't mind that I brought that man in from the cold, Mum. I thought he looked fairly harmless.
Are we talking about Mr. Hobbs? He's the least of my concerns. It's nice to have some new company, if you ask me. And it's a pleasure to have Annie here as well, Victoria, so I wouldn't worry.
Is there something else to be concerned about?
No, heavens no. Look at the two of you back together again. You make a great pair.
Thanks, Martha. Eddie was just complaining about how he couldn't find something when I walked in and...
We were just talking about old times. I was looking for some chalk for the cues.
You two were so close as children. It's so funny seeing the both of you here again. You know, Victoria, I really think... Well, never mind.
Mum, can we please not talk about us as children?
Oh, you were so grumpy when you were little. I remember.
Do you still have that bracelet she made you, Eddie? Didn't you make ones for each other?
I threw it away years ago.
Eddie! If you wanted me to make you another one, all you had to do was ask.
I thought we were supposed to be having dinner, Mum.
Why don't you both take a seat? I'm sure it'll be ready soon.
Okay, so that confirms the part where Victoria was here as a child, but it looks like her and Eddie were childhood friends. And potentially then they had a thing going on, right, when she says like, oh, you know, such a nice couple, you two back together, but clearly, you know, it's no longer there. And this is also what Eve was jealous about later, right? She's like, you invited this girl here, and, you know, she was very jealous about it. So I kind of thought this was something already, but this confirms it for sure. Now, there is chat about how Victoria walked in while Eddie was looking for something, and we know that he's looking for the ring, even though he says it's like chalk for the cues, which makes me feel like that they were in the billiard room together. Right, so at 05, Eddie and Victoria are in the billiard room. We're going back in time. So no Martha, and into the billiard room.
Eddie?
Hi, Victoria.
Have you lost something?
Eve's ring. I know it's in here somewhere.
Would you like me to help you look for it?
You could do. Thanks.
I'm sorry about earlier. I went to go and talk to Annie just now, and she won't cause any more trouble. And I'm sorry for interrupting you. I shouldn't have let that man in.
Honestly, Vic, it's fine. I'm sorry if I seem to be in a bad mood. It's, been a rough evening.
Is everything all right with you and Eve?
Oh, it'll sort itself out. We just had a bit of an argument.
Are you sure?
These things happen.
I've been meaning to say, I know we left things on a sour note the last time we met. And I'm sorry that we don't talk so often these days. But I've been busy with Damian and everything else, and...
It's fine. It was my fault. I shouldn't have... I was stupid to think...
Well, that was a long time ago. And I still want us to be friends.
Of course. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks. Here's the ring, by the way.
How long have you been holding that?
I spotted it as soon as I walked in. Come on, let's go to dinner.
Okay, so it's just some talk about the past and the fact that they have both presumably now moved on, even though it feels like he might be still slightly wishing maybe they were back together. Because interestingly, on his note, for the person we know as Weasel, He does say he had the ring in his pocket, but then he was also holding a bracelet. Is that the bracelet that Marfa talks about, right? Where she's like, oh, you made each other bracelets, right? You know, he still thinks about her. And from there they go to dinner. We have everyone at dinner accounted for. Okay, I guess let's just move forward then. So we know John is going to be sleeping in the study. Then Annie will be sleeping in the attic. Then Oswald, Tony, Marfa are gonna be in their respective rooms. Is Eddie going to his room with Eve's body? Has anyone removed that? Wow. And then Victoria and Damian are gonna be together in her room. Helen's dead, Eve's dead, Barton's dead. Okay, well, let's see how much of that holds up and how much of that ends up not being the case. So we're going to timeline 13. John, in the study, should be alone. Okay, no one comes to accost him. Yep, locks the door. Doesn't want any murderers coming in, even though the murderers seem to be ghostly. I mean, again, kind of weird that it's like there was a body on this.
Oh, bloody devil! That's loud.
Sofa just dead, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna lie down here. Please, another thunderclap. Did someone else just die? There is an icon for thunder. I've not been tracking them, and I mean, if they're linked to deaths, then I don't need to double track it. But for now, we know that there's been a thunder and someone might be dead. So next we got Annie in the attic. Also by herself. She's got the window open. She also locks her door.
Oh, I left the bloody window open.
And I guess not much happens in those scenes because they're alone. Like the Damian and Victoria scene might be a bit more lively because they at least have each other to talk to. That's it for her. Then next we're gonna have Oswald in Oswald's room, presumably also by himself. First time here as well, because we previously didn't have any indication when a scene might be here.
It's good to be home.
Why does he have so many clown masks? Also, does no one think it weird that he says he doesn't live here anymore, he's not connected to the current galleys, but he still has his room with all of his things in here? Right? Like, wouldn't the new owners, like, redo the room? Okay, someone's definitely gonna be dead. The fact that we're going through all those scenes and listening to the thunder. And also I was saying, like, Eddie's gonna be in his room with the dead body, but obviously Eddie wasn't part of the conversation of let's just all go in our rooms and look ourselves in, so he's probably off somewhere else. Or he might be in his room with the body, just pondering. Anyway, Tony's gonna be in Tony's room. By his lonesome as well. No. He didn't go to his room, or is he not alone? Something suspicious going on with Tony then. Well, Marfa in Marfa's room. I think that's also our first time here. Hadn't had a previous scene.
Oh, look at this mess. I don't know why I even keep half of these things.
What sort of things is she moving around?
I'd be a lot happier if I got rid of it all and started again.
And then, yeah, some time passes and I assume we're gonna hear the thunder, because it's important. This sequence is basically checking on which one of them is dead. I mean, the thing is that even the ones we've checked on, one of them could have died, right? Because all of them, like, are lying there, the thunder happens, and then they don't say anything more. So we could have already been looking at someone who died. It's gonna be like the next scene that potentially reveals that, but let's just check this time. Now, we don't know where Eddie is. I assume he didn't go to his room because he wasn't there for the conversation about that. Yes, just to rule him out. But yes, we have Victoria and Damian in Victoria's room. Presumably they will at least be discussing things. We know that they died together as well.
What are you doing?
I just want to check. I don't want one jumping out of the wardrobe in the middle of the night.
Come on, Vic. No one's hiding any bodies in here.
I know, sweetheart. And I've got you to protect me from any strangers, don't I?
Of course. But please don't run off like that again, Vic. I don't like being on my own with the others.
Sweetheart, I'm always here for you. We'll leave first thing tomorrow. We don't need to talk to anyone else.
Mr. Hobbs is a suspicious character, isn't he? We're in agreement about that.
I don't know. I find it hard not to believe him. He seems the sort of man who would struggle to tell a lie. But I know what you mean. What was he doing there? Listening to our conversation?
The whole day it's felt as though people are watching me, Vic. I can't bear this place much longer, I'll go mad.
I know the whole business with the bodies is upsetting, but I don't think it's meant for us. And if it's any comfort, everyone else I've talked to says they like you. So I don't think we need to worry.
I still don't trust them. And why did you play the piano earlier? Did anything happen?
I just wanted to see you, sweetheart. Oh, come on, come to bed.
I don't like this
being a bit
house, Vic.
evasive.
I don't feel safe here.
We'll be all right. If you're really worried, we can just keep the door locked until the police arrive.
Maybe we should.
Good. And then we'll go visit Mum down in Wintercott first thing in the morning.
Wintercott. That's the name of your mum's house.
It's only a few miles away, and I promise you'll like it a lot more than this place. Sweetheart? What's that?
You remember, Vic? Mrs. Dower asked me to find it over dinner. Isn't it awful? I didn't realize it was her.
What are you talking about?
Why didn't anyone say anything? Her watch went missing. She asked too many questions, and now she's dead. And her son was there, too. He didn't even seem upset.
You mean the body, earlier? Did you know her?
Of course I did, Vic. And the others should have recognized her, too. They must have known all the dead bodies. They're hiding something from us.
Calm down, sweetheart, please.
No! Something's wrong. Something's very, very wrong. You wouldn't lie to me, would you?
Of course I wouldn't.
Then who were you talking to just before I found you in the living room? You said you were talking to someone.
I wasn't, sweetheart. I don't know what's got into you, but you're really scaring me.
All right. I'm sorry, but everyone else in this house is lying through their teeth. We can't trust any of them.
It doesn't matter. No one can hurt us in here. Let's go to sleep, and you can explain it all to me in the morning. All right?
I love you, Vic, but I can't wait to get out of here.
I love you too, sweetheart. Everything will be just fine.
And then the Thunderstrike. Yes, this is interesting because I actually have a note to say Victoria in the living room with someone else, because she does say that she was just speaking to someone, doesn't say a name, and then they change topic, right? So, and now she...
Oh, for goodness sake.
Now she outright says to him, oh, I wasn't speaking to anyone and I'm not lying to you, so that's a bit suspicious. Yes, now we're getting the lighting strikes. Okay, we've restored the power, which means there are achievements for those things, which means there probably there are some sort of markers of like, you've seen this amount of the game or something like that. Ooh, and there's a new piece of paper that appeared. What does it say? Research note. Coburn Research Center. 01PL12, 01CO34, 01PL14. Those are not places that we know of, but we can try add them, see if anything pops up. But then it gives us 15 VI, so Victoria's room 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. That's John, Annie, Tony, Martha, and Victoria. No Damian. Damian may have died in that Thunderstrike. But before that, going back to the conversation they were having, Damian obviously remembers Helen. When he looks at the pocket watch, he remembers her suddenly and is again confused because like, I should have recognized the body and then no one else recognized her, even though he already knows that Tony's her son and all that stuff. So this aligns with what was happening with scene 1 with Rupert, where he suddenly remembers Amelia because of the piano stuff, right? He had like a note about her and then he heard the piano. So it is possible to remember the people after they've been erased through some connection. So the note tells us to go to 15, right? That's like the next place it's guiding us to. But what happens at 14? Are they all still in their rooms? I just want to, fill everything, not leave empty spaces. So like, could I go back to the study and just watch John sleep there? No. Okay, he's left. Well, let's just do what the game wants us to do for now. Let's go 15, Victoria's room, and it's 1, 2, 4, 5, 7. And I presume this is like the next point that will set us off on more discoveries. Okay, so now it's bright daylight. Oh, the lights are back on.
Are you alright?
Well, there's another one in here. Well, I woke up and it was... well, I don't understand.
Yep, Damian's died. That was the person that went down in that thunder. But that's interesting because they will be found together. So is she gonna die now or is she return here later?
You need to unlock the door or we can't help you.
No, I know.
I don't believe it.
Darling, are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm just...
How is that possible? Did you unlock the door in the night?
No, I swear, I just woke up and it was there.
You must not have checked everywhere.
I swear, I tried.
Steady now, darling. It's all right.
Looks muscular. It wouldn't have been easy to move a body like this.
I don't understand.
It's not your fault, darling.
What's going on? Vic!
Wait. How did he get in here?
Pocket watch here. Didn't you say you were missing one?
Yes. Well, how the hell did that get there?
I saw it last night.
My gun. That's got to be my gun.
What?
I was just telling Annie up in the attic, but my gun, it disappeared overnight. It was the same thing. I'd locked my door.
Well, that's marvellous. Who's missing?
It must be Eddie and Oswald.
We should go and find them. Can you look after her alone?
Yes, go. Darling, why don't you come with me to the dining room? The two of us can have some breakfast.
Who's making the breakfast considering the only staff member's dead? But yes, Damian is the one that passed away conveniently, right? The one person that suddenly remembered the fact that they're all forgetting something, then drops dead. Interestingly, obviously, Tony said his gun has disappeared overnight and he was in his room locked away, but when I tried to do 13 Tony in his room, I didn't get anything. Did I do it wrong? Because, that's always a possibility. Let's just double check. So yeah, it doesn't work, which means he's either not there or he's not alone, right? It's like someone hiding in his wardrobe. I mean, at this point, our only option is Eddie, right? Because we don't know where he's gone after the argument with Helen. Oh, yes. It is indeed that. So is Eddie in the wardrobe? Yep, time passes once again. While he's asleep. And yes, he comes out of the wardrobe. And steals the gun. That's the thunder. Yeah, just the pause of like, did he woke up or not? But he didn't. And yeah, he leaves. Okay, but does it mean he's just been sitting in this wardrobe while they were all in the billiard room? Could I place him there just for the completeness? Alright, so it would go back to 12. And just Eddie in Tony's room? Yeah, he may have gone there and then heard Tony coming, so he hid in the wardrobe. This is when Helen dies.
Damn it. Where is it?
But it's not there because Tony probably had it on him.
He must have taken it. Well, there's only one thing for it.
Okay, so he just plans to hide in there. He wasn't like, oh, Tony was coming, so he needed to hide. Well, that explains where Eddie was, which means, yeah, at time 12, we have everyone accounted for because the people that are still lit up, they're just dead. So I can put a tick on that. Okay, going back to the note, back to the research note, are CO or PL locations we could potentially discover? No, there is no CO. So I presume there will be no PL. It's just some sort of notes, but yeah, they're crossed out and they're not relevant right now. There might be in the future. Okay, so there are things we know from 15, but I'm sort of interested about 14, right? Like, we at least know that Victoria is in her room and Damian probably dies, so it would just be her asleep in the room, but I want to check on it, right? Is Victoria then counting as being in Victoria's room alone because that was when Damian died? Because there's still a possibility that on that standard sec in 13, someone else has died and then Damian dies on 14, but I think it was him on 13. Yeah, okay. So he's dead on that Thunderstrike in timeline 13. Okay, someone's banging on the piano.
What? Oh, good Lord. Help! Help!
So that's just her waking up and finding the body, which means there is a time skip, right? 13 is late at night because it's still dark and everything. And then 14 appears to be in the morning, right? Because there's bright sunlight coming through the windows. So presumably it's because everyone's asleep, so nothing happens for a few hours. and then we jump through to the morning, which then explains why, like, John in the study didn't work, because he may have already woken up and gone somewhere else. So we will need to probably find more clues about where people could have gone, rather than being in their rooms. But what we do know is that Marfa and Victoria go to the dining room for breakfast in the next time slot. Because, like, John and Tony go looking for Oswald and Eddie, but we don't know. They might go to Oswald and Eddie's rooms, they might go somewhere else. So the breakfast is more of a given. So in timeline 16, Victoria and Marfa. I still don't have a picture for them. Nothing so far has really called out to me in terms of I would know which picture is her. So let's go to the dining room with them too.
Goodness me. Someone's left a mess.
Is that a bullet hole up there? What were they doing in here?
Darling, I'm sure it's fine. Would you like some toast?
Actually, I'm starving. I didn't eat anything last night. Oh, are you sure this food is safe?
Why wouldn't it be?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what to think.
Have something to eat. You've been through a lot.
It's awful. I still don't understand how it got there. Well, there must have been someone else in the room last night.
Whatever this is, I'm sure they don't mean us any harm. They want to give us a fright, that's all.
I don't like it. It feels like someone's playing a game with us. You're sure there's no other way into that bedroom?
Don't think about it, dear. At least all of us are all right. I wouldn't know what to think if one of my guests was harmed.
Well, I suppose so.
I'm sure this will all be over soon. I can hear the others sorting things out in the kitchen. But I am frightfully sorry, Victoria.
It's fine. I think I'll head over to Wintcott now that it's light. I'd feel safer with Mum.
I haven't seen your mum in quite some time. It's dreadful, really, considering she's only a few miles away. Would you like to be driven down there?
No, it's fine. I'll walk.
Are you sure, darling?
I'm fine. You have enough on your plate as it is. You said the police are coming, didn't you?
Yes. Well, perhaps we can deal with this ourselves.
I hope you sort this out. I mean, I know you will.
Thanks, Victoria. And thank you for coming to comfort me yesterday. I was in quite the sorry state. I didn't mean for you to see me like that.
It's fine.
I didn't say it earlier, but I noticed you took the bracelet off.
I know. It didn't feel right. I thought maybe he was still angry at me. I just want to be friends.
I think he misses you sometimes.
Well, I have my own life now.
Of course you do. I'm sorry, Victoria. Why don't you finish your breakfast, and I'll go and check my bedroom upstairs to make sure none of the furniture's been damaged.
Okay, so someone's been in the dining room just before, like I guess when they heard the gunshot, shooting bullet holes through the ceiling. I mean, now we know that Eddie has a gun, but is he just shooting at the ceiling? Is he shooting at other people? The other people would have to be Oswald, right? Because no one else that's still alive was unaccounted for in that previous scene. Then we know that at some point Marfa and Victoria are together last night, where Victoria's comforting Marfa about something. But timeline unknown. Maybe it's the living room meeting, right? Because we have Marfa and Victoria here unaccounted for before then John and Damian come to the living room and she was being evasive about who she was talking to. Well, let's give it a go. At timeline 10, Victoria and Marfa in the living room. Okay, it's not that. It's not who she was speaking to just before John and Damian arrive. At 15, when they hear the gunshot, is that Eddie in the dining room? And it does feel like he has to be shooting at someone, so... Oswald, but we can try him alone if that doesn't work. No, that makes sense, right? Why would he shoot if he was alone?
Do as I say. Stand up and place your hands on your head.
Ah, good morning to you too, Eddie. Is that thing real?
Of course it's real. I'm serious. Stand up.
I'm afraid I'm just in the middle of having my breakfast, Eddie. In fact, my two friends and I were just talking here a moment ago.
It's over, Oswald. I'm not giving you another chance.
I remember when you were younger, you used to call me Uncle. I suppose we're past that now, are we?
This house belongs to my family. You have no right to come here.
Put the gun down, boy. Threatening me isn't going to make this go away.
I told you to stand up! Don't make me say it again!
Let me finish my breakfast.
Stand up! Put your hands on your head! We're going to go downstairs to the kitchen. Understand?
Well. Eddie's really rattled now, and he's just lashing out at people. Well, so now we know at 16, Eddie and Oswald in the kitchen. I wonder what they're gonna be talking about there. Okay, well, it's not just them. Someone else may join them. Okay, so maybe it's Eddie and Oswald, because we know Eddie took him, then John, Tony, and Annie, because they're all looking together, or it's just one of them because they've split up. Okay, it's all of them. They came in a pack.
Get into the pantry.
Please, don't kill me.
Be quiet. Get in the pantry.
I found him! He's in here!
No need to worry. Everything's under control.
Where's Oswald? Is he all right?
I'm in here. Can you hear me?
What the hell are you doing, Eddie? Get him out of there!
Hey! That's my gun! How did you get that?
Look, I'm sorry about what's happened. But everything's going to be normal from now on, I promise.
You don't know what you're dealing with. You need to let him out of there. He's the only one who knows what's going on.
Exactly. I promise if these things keep happening, then we can let him out. But I promise you they won't.
You don't understand.
Give me back my gun!
I'm keeping it. I'm sorry, but this is my house and I need to take control. You can have it back when you leave.
I'm not leaving until I find out what's going on here.
Are you mad?
Let's all keep our heads here. This sounds like a sensible idea to me. We keep him in there until...
Who the hell are you?
Look, like it or not, I'm the one with the gun. And I'm going to hold on to the pantry key myself, so don't try anything funny. Annie, where's your sister? I need to talk to her.
Find her yourself.
Great.
Wait, before you go, if anyone finds something new or needs to get everyone's attention, play the piano in the living room. We'll all meet there. Does that sound all right?
What about me?
All of us except Oswald.
Sure.
Poor Oswald.
Nothing will happen anyway.
You're making a mistake, Eddie.
Just leave me alone. Why can't you be more like your sister?
Is he gone?
What the hell was that about?
Hobbs, I need to tell you something.
What's that?
I remembered. I remember where I met Martha.
Oh? Where?
At her wedding. I was there at her wedding. Ask her who she married.
Huh. Right. I'll go and ask her that.
He's gone, Oswald. Are you all right?
I'm fine, my dear. Now, come close, both of you. We need to talk.
Okay. Some secrets might be revealed. So Eddie's going to Martha to ask her who she married, which I think she married Rupert, but she doesn't remember that, right? She does not remember that at all. But those three are also gonna be down talking through the pantry door. So last we saw Martha, she was in the dining room, but then she leaves. She goes to her room. So is she then in her room and John comes over? Let's give it a try. So that's gonna be at 17. John and Martha in Martha's room. Will she remember?
John, did you find out who shot the gun?
Everyone's fine. It's nothing to worry about. Eddie seems to think it's all under control now, in any case. And if anyone plays the piano, we're all going to meet in the living room.
Well, that's a relief. It's unfortunate about the damage to the house, but I suppose these things can't be helped.
I wanted to say, actually, it's a lovely piano you've got downstairs. Is it new?
Yes, it arrived recently. I can't think why we bought one in the end, but Eddie's quite a fan of the music.
Well, I happen to work at the Pianoforte gallery in town. We don't sell ones like that, though.
It would have been nice to have made more use of it yesterday evening, but we only got it running properly the once, in the end. Oswald and I were admiring it. That was before he revealed his darker side, of course. And to think, I was trying so hard to be polite.
Oh, Eddie's locked him in the pantry, I forgot to say. So, with any luck, he won't be causing any more trouble.
You should have said so earlier, John. You are a funny one. Well, that's a relief to hear. Let's hope we can enjoy the rest of the day in peace.
There was one thing, Martha. I hope you don't mind me asking, but has there ever been a man in your life?
I beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, I'm just a bit confused about your family here.
I've always lived alone. It's not a life for everyone, but it suited me just fine. And before you ask, no, I don't know who Eddie's father is. And I'd rather you didn't bring your judgments into this house.
I don't mean to offend. I just... Well, Oswald told me... He said he remembered your wedding.
I wouldn't believe a word that man says, John.
No, of course not. I just wanted to make sure.
Well, I did have a wedding of sorts. I had a beautiful dress for it. But I didn't get married. I've never been married. It felt like more of a celebration for me. Let's see. I'm sure I have some old photographs around here.
And one more thing. When I arrived here, someone almost dropped something on my head. Is there a room that overlooks the entrance to the house?
Have a look in the attic, John. Although I'm sure it was our friend in the pantry. Ah, here's the old album.
I think I'll go there now, then, if that's all right.
She about to get a shock looking at the pictures where she actually did get married to Rupert Galley. Yeah, so now they all think that Oswald is the source of all the mysterious happenings and misery. Because, well, they don't remember how they're connected to him, right? He's a Galley that used to live here and he just shows up, but they don't know what the connection is anymore because obviously Rupert's dead and forgotten. Okay, so I just want to take a peek, see if Martha's in her room at 18, looking at the photo album and suddenly remembering things about her life. No, she's not. Or she's not alone, or there is some other situation. But John goes in the attic to investigate how the doll nearly fell on his head. But again, he's not alone there. So the other interesting part is the piano, right? The piano arrives and they cannot remember why they got it. And it's also that John ends up here and he seems to have something to do with the pianos, although he gets quite a personal invitation, right? Because it could be like, oh, they bought a piano and they brought in a guy that specializes in pianos, but no, like the invitation he gets is very personal from Rupert. So he knows somehow about John, but even though John is on the outside of the house when Rupert dies, he still has no idea who Rupert is and why he invited him. So that's something different. There's something different going on there. The piano situation feels like someone who played the piano died and was forgotten, but then a piano arrives and they're like, why did we buy this? But I'm not sure that takes me anywhere right now. She talks about Oswald revealing his darker side, but I'm not sure what event is she referring to at that time. In the scene in Victoria's room, after they all arrived after she screams, John speaks first, then Martha. And then they both enter. And then Annie and Tony arrive together afterwards, so they may have been somewhere together before this. Yes, Tony says, I was just telling Annie in the attic, which means at 14, Tony and Annie were in the attic.
Anne? Are you awake? Anne?
What?
She lets him
Can
in.
I come in?
What is it? Why did you wake me up?
Can we please talk?
What?
My gun. It's disappeared.
You have a gun?
I always carry one around with me. It's not like I planned on using it. But it's gone.
You should have locked your door.
I did. I swear I did. But I woke up this morning and the door was unlocked.
You're sure you had it with you when you went to bed?
I was careful, Anne. I don't just leave it lying around. I'm serious, I don't feel safe anymore, and you're the only one I actually know here.
Why did you even come here?
I don't know. I mean, do you think this has something to do with all the bodies that keep appearing?
Maybe. Did you know that after they found the first body yesterday, when they went back to find it later, it had vanished?
You're joking.
And Oswald said that all the bodies are people that used to live here. Wait, how many of us are there?
7, right?
I don't think there's enough people here to pull off something like this. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, it could be ghosts, couldn't it? Oh, don't tell me I'm losing it.
Whatever it is, it must have something to do with this house. You remember what you said about the girl who used to live here?
What? That's just a story I'd heard somewhere. I don't know if it's true.
It's all we've got to go on. We have to find out what really happened.
I don't know. I'd rather not get involved.
It's too late for that, Tony. We're seeing this through. Is that Vic? Oh my god!
Okay, so Oswald's dark side is that he's remembering those things. He's remembering the people and says that they used to live here, where obviously everyone else is like, how could you know this? And Martha, who thinks she's been living here and thinks that no one else was here, thinks this is all some sort of dark ploy. Okay, so after Oswald is locked in the pantry, Annie and Tony stay there and he's going to tell them something. So we can check that out at 17. Tony, Annie, and Oswald in the kitchen sharing secrets.
We can hear you, Oswald. Tell us what happened.
Oh, it was awful. Do you know, I don't think I've ever been inside this pantry before.
We heard a gunshot.
It wasn't aimed at me. I'm perfectly happy here. In any case, the owners of this house will get what's coming to them.
What do you mean? Can you tell us what's going on?
I lived in this house for a long time, my dear. I never saw anything like this.
We think that maybe what's happening can't be explained by physical means. Would you agree?
I think that much is clear. The next step, of course, is to figure out what's caused all this. And I have my suspicions.
You think this is about the current owners? That doesn't make sense. They've lived here since I was young, and nothing like this has ever happened.
Maybe it's something to do with the pocket watch? It could have belonged...
It looks too new.
Well, I don't know, do I? It's got to have some reason to be here. Who put it in a box and wrote Rupert on it? Someone must know something.
I'm not aware of any history of a pocket watch. That also doesn't sound like normal supernatural activity.
Do you know anything about supernatural activity?
I Well, I've never encountered it so directly before, I suppose.
Look, clearly someone's done something that set all this off. And there aren't that many people it could be.
Isn't it more likely that you caused all this when you dropped that doll? Oh, damn it! I told you to stop and you didn't, you idiot! Look where that's got us.
Anne, I swear...
There's only one place I can think of that might hold the answers.
Where?
The chapel?
The chapel. But I'm afraid the only key is in here with me.
The old chapel? Can't we just break in?
You could try. So long as you don't fear the consequences.
Quiet. I hear voices.
It's just whoever's in the room above, Anne. Don't scare me like that.
It sounds like they're arguing. I should check she's all right.
Wait, what should we do about Oswald?
Well, Eddie has the key. Listen, go upstairs and look under my pillow. There's something there we can use to convince him.
Anne...
Just go and wait up in the attic. I'll come and meet you there afterwards. I won't be long.
Okay, so Anne is off to see what's happening in the dining room, I assume, because that's where they would hear voices from. And Tony is going up to the attic, which that's probably explains why I couldn't just do John in the attic, because they two meet there. So that's what's going on. And yes, Oswald's thing is something to do with the chapel, and he was quite interested in getting in there, right? He was quite keen to get the key, but obviously he couldn't because Rupert had it and John had it. Eventually it got handed over to him, but then he wasn't in the chapel immediately, so far I've seen no one in there. But sounds like he thinks that's where some of the answers might be. So we're gonna be diving more into this next, because yes, again, it feels like I've taken some steps forward in understanding what's going on. Like somehow the thunder strikes are related to people dying, even though, yes, that would appear to be therefore extremely supernatural because people generally don't just die from hearing thunder. But now that it's daytime and it's no longer a storm, we might be moving on to people killing each other, right? Like there's already gun in play and Eddie's starting to get unstable, and therefore people may just start turning on each other. But we'll leave discovering more of that for next time. For now, thank you all for watching. And if you enjoyed this one, consider liking or subscribing. And as always, thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye!